Welcome back, America. It's Hugh Hewitt in the ReliefFactor.com studio. Last segment of the morning is with Arizona's governor, the great Doug Ducey. I think the best governor in America. Good morning, Governor. Thanks for being up early and joining me on the Hugh Hewitt Show.
Good morning, Hugh. Morning glory, and thanks so much for having me on again.
I wanted to talk to you ever since the tragedies in El Paso and Dayton, because after Parkland, you got everyone together. I want you to review what they came up with, because I think stop orders ought to be on the agenda of every state legislature that doesn't already have some version of them. Would you explain to the public what a stop order is?
A stop order is a tool. It's a severe threat order of protection. It's when you have a person in your midst, like Nicholas Cruz, like the person that did the Parkland shooting, that everyone knows is a danger to the community. Let's remember, Nicholas Cruz was contacted by the authorities 39 times. He was identified by name to the FBI. He had posted on YouTube that he wanted to be known as a school shooter. Yet when everything broke bad in Parkland, the authorities said there was nothing that they could do. A stop order would have allowed them to prevent and avoid that mass killing. So what this is something that respects Second Amendment rights. It has due process, but it allows law enforcement or leaders in the community to make an identification and action to happen before a tragedy.
Now, Governor, you are a Second Amendment strong advocate of gun rights.
Absolutely.
And
yes.
This has been endorsed by the NRA back when you first introduced it. It did not get through the legislature. Do you intend to resubmit it? Do you think it will get through the legislature this time?
I believe we need to have more action to protect our citizens. We see what's happening. Hugh, I was actually back in Ohio visiting my father and brother when this last shooting happened in Dayton. I went to bed that night thinking that it was only El Paso. I woke up and thought, my goodness, this has now happened just up the freeway from where I was. So, yes, we're going to do more in Arizona. I thought this was a good idea after Parkland. I think it's a good idea today. I think all leaders need to present ideas that can keep their community safer. And you can do this and respect Second Amendment rights. That's how you have to do it.
Now, I've heard from gun owners who are concerned that someone upset with them for reasons unrelated to mental stability or danger will call in and say, like radio blogger has a gun at his house and I think he's going to shoot up the neighborhood shopping mall.
Which he's not, by the way.
Which he's not going to do. But let's just say that's the kind of call. What protections does the stop order legislation have in it against vindictive calls to disarm someone?
So our stop order has felony consequences against someone who has a vindictive claim or a false claim. So in that type of setting, there's those types of consequences that would prevent that from happening and keep that from happening. Without any stop order, we have some of that right now when you have bad relational situations. So what we have in the Arizona Safe School Plan and this specific stop order, which is up on our website, azgovernor.gov, is I think something that other states can take. They can look at it. They can modify it. We think this is a good plan. It's been thoroughly vetted. As you said, it's been endorsed by the NRA. It has components from Gabby Gifford's plan. So it's to bring a broad coalition together. And, Hugh, it's only to bring one more tool that we can do to prevent and avoid these tragedies that we see happening all over the country. There's no one law, rule, or regulation that's going to do this. Obviously, we've got a cultural crisis of the heart and the soul happening across so much of our society. But I do think we also should act with good ideas in public policy and do everything that we can.
Now, I want the states to act, not the federal government. I'm a believer in this because I think you'll get more progress more quickly by more states with more diversity of ideas reflecting local political cultures. When you get together with your NGA, National Governor Association, that's bipartisan, is a stop order sort of debate on the table? Do they look to Doug Ducey and others who have done similar laws? Like Mike DeWine wants to do one of these. Is he talking to you at the NGA? Is there a forum for spreading good ideas rather than having them force-fed from D.C.?
Well, I agree with you. I think this is better dealt with at the state level. I think you'll see less overreach and reactionary ideas at the state level, and you'll see faster adjustment and improvement from whatever is an unintended consequence. So we do have that bipartisan forum. Yes, Mike DeWine does participate, and good ideas are shared. I've, of course, shared the Safe Arizona Schools idea with other governors, and I do think that's a good forum. Governors are all chief executives. They're all leaders and problem solvers in their state. Many of us have the same problems we're trying to solve. We might come at it from a different philosophy, but we're people that are actually taking action inside our state legislatures trying to pass good ideas.
Severe threat orders of protection. Stop orders are the way for state legislatures to go. Doug Ducey's study is available at arizonagov.gov. Did I get that right, Governor?
You got it right. ArizonaGovernor.gov.
Arizona, AZ Governor, azgovernor.gov. Go and get that. Look up or Google stop orders. Governor Doug Ducey, thank you as always. Great to have you joining us. Always love talking to our AM 960 audience over in Phoenix and across the country. America's best governor, Doug Ducey.